Dubai plans to raise $817 million through its Salik IPO, and economists expect another 75 basis point rate hike next week from the Federal Reserve. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. Dubai plans to raise $817 million in its Salik IPO, which starts today, through the sale of 1.5 billion shares, or a 20% stake at 54 cents apiece. Cornerstone investors, the UAE Strategic Investment Fund, Dubai Holding, Shamal Holding, and Abu Dhabi Pension Fund, have committed up to $165 million to the IPO. Salik's offering is part of a plan to list 10 state-owned firms, and Emirates Central Cooling Systems will reportedly be next. Kuwait's Al Ghanim Industries is reportedly seeking to raise about $1 billion from an IPO. The family-run 100-year-old conglomerate is working with banks on the potential listing. Talks are still in the early stages for the minority stake, which would be listed on Kuwait's stock market. Al Ghanim employs more than 14,000 people and operates in over 30 businesses across sectors. Tunisia's trade deficit skyrocketed by 61% to $5.3 billion in the first 8 months of this year compared to the same period last year. Official data shows it was mainly due to the soaring cost of energy and food imports. Tunisia's energy balance deficit doubled to almost $1.89 billion this year as the Ukraine war pushes global energy prices up and hikes import costs. In the first half of 2022, the food trade deficit doubled to $497 million. The Federal Reserve will deliver another 75 basis point interest rate hike next week and likely hold its policy rate steady for an extended period once it eventually peaks. That's according to a Reuters poll of economists. It would be a third consecutive rate hike of 0.75 of a percentage point after two such moves in June and July. If realized, it would take the policy rate to the 3 to 3.25% target range, the highest since early 2008, before the worst of the global financial crisis. Goldman Sachs is reportedly gearing up to cut jobs, possibly hundreds of them. The staff reductions may begin as early as next week. They come as Goldman reinstates an annual performance review for employees, a process it had suspended for the past 2 years because of the pandemic. The company typically trims about 1 to 5% of its staff each year. Goldman's headcount swelled to 47,000 at the end of June, up 15% from a year earlier. China's auto sales rose 32.1% in August year-on-year, reaching 2.38 million units. The recovery is led by electric vehicles, whose sales have been boosted by government incentives. August sales of new energy vehicles, which include pure electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids, and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, increased 100% from the previous year. China's vehicle exports also rose 65% from a year ago, with EVs accounting for 27% of them. A majority of Twitter shareholders have reportedly voted in favor of its $44 billion sale to Elon Musk. Today is the deadline for the shareholder vote on the deal, but enough investors had voted by last night for the outcome to be certain. Shareholders were widely expected to vote in favor after a stock market downturn made Musk's $54.20 per share deal for Twitter look expensive in the current environment. Twitter shares are now hovering at around $41 per share. And staying with Musk, he's our second biggest winner on today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking. Musk gained $3.2 billion overnight, now with net wealth of $273.9 billion. Our biggest winner today, though, is Jeff Bezos, up $3.2 billion, with net wealth of $159.8 billion. And our third place winner is fashion billionaire Amancio Ortega, up $1.7 billion, with net wealth of $55.9 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest billionaires news. HBO family business drama Succession has taken the Emmy for Best Drama Series, wrapping up the star-studded gala in Hollywood to honor television's finest. The other nominees were Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, and Yellowjacks. Ted Lasso scooped the Emmy for Outstanding Comedy Series at the star-studded awards ceremony in Los Angeles.
Keep it royalist, keep it royalist. Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that we're more legitimate in our position than he is. We'll leave it.
I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.